Welcome to this explainer. Look, I am thrilled to have you here today because we're going to solve one of the absolute most frustrating homeowner problems out there, the dreaded gasoline driveway spill. Whether you just accidentally splashed a bit of fuel while filling up the mower, or maybe your teenager's old car left a really stubborn drip, a gas stain on your beautiful asphalt can feel like a total disaster. And no, blasting it with a pressure washer is not going to save you. It'll actually make it so much worse. But hey, don't panic. Today, we're taking a highly structured, expert-backed look at how to tackle this exact problem, drawing directly from the deep expertise over at the Asphalt Advisor.
Okay, let's dive into this. So a reader named John was recently fighting an old gasoline stain using a quarter cup of a TSP solution. He was getting mixed results, and he was wondering if maybe a paste was the next logical step. It's a fantastic question, honestly, and it hits on a really fundamental truth. Gas stains require a very specific diagnostic approach. You can't just throw random heavy-duty chemicals at your driveway and cross your fingers. You've got to understand exactly what it is you're fighting. So here's our roadmap for today. Section 1, why gas stains are different. Section 2, a step-by-step cleaning method. Section 3, choosing the right cleaner. Section 4, scrubbing versus patching. And finally, Section 5, preventing future damage altogether. Let's get right to it. Section 1, why gas stains are different. To truly fix this mess, we really need to understand the unique chemistry of what happens the very second fuel hits the pavement.
Now, what's really interesting here is how asphalt is made. It's held together by a petroleum-based glue called a binder. And gasoline? Well, gasoline is a solvent. So when the two meet, the gas literally dissolves that binder right on contact. It isn't just discoloring your driveway, it's actively eating the glue holding it all together. This is exactly why a gas stain feels softer than a regular oil stain. It also means the clock is ticking. That first hour after a spill is absolutely critical. And this is where most people make a massive mistake. Everyday substances like paint, caulk, or just regular motor oil essentially just sit right on top of the asphalt. But gasoline? It eats deep into the surface. Treating a gasoline spill like a normal oil drip is a huge error that can lead to permanent structural damage. You aren't just trying to lift a dark mark, you're literally trying to stop a chemical reaction. Section 2, the step-by-step cleaning method. Now, if you're staring out the window at a fresh spill right now, take a deep breath. Here is exactly what you need to do.
Step 1, absorb that excess fuel immediately. Go grab some kitty litter, sawdust, or baking soda. Pour it right on the wet spill and just leave it alone for 30 minutes. Step 2, sweep it all away. Now this is crucial. Do not rinse it yet. If you rinse before absorbing, you're just driving the fuel deeper into the pores of the asphalt. Step 3, apply a degreasing dish soap and really work it in with a stiff bristle brush using small, tight, circular motions. Step 4, now you can go ahead and rinse it with a garden hose. And finally, Step 5, repeat if you need to, because stubborn residue often takes 2 or maybe 3 rounds.
Section 3, choosing the right cleaner. We've got to tackle the chemical side of the equation now, because a 5-minute-old spill and a 5-month-old stain require totally different tools. And this brilliantly illustrates what I mean. For your chemical toolkit, standard degreasing dish soap is perfect for those fresh spills and light staining. If it's been baking out in the sun, you're going to need a citrus-based degreaser. For really stubborn, dark stains, you step up to an asphalt-safe solvent. But notice what we're skipping here. Paint strippers or aggressive industrial solvents. Never use those. They are chemically designed to break down surfaces, which is exactly the thing you're trying to prevent. Think of this as your diagnostic guide, because your approach is entirely dictated by the age of the stain. If the spill is under an hour old, an absorbent dish soap scrub gives you a super high chance of full removal. If it's a day to a week old, you'll see significant fading for sure. But if that stain has been there over a year and the surface has softened up, no amount of cleaning will fix it. At that point, you're looking at patching and structural repair. I really, absolutely love this quote from Apumi at the Asphalt Advisor. The goal isn't the strongest chemical you can find. It's the mildest one that actually does the job, applied with patience. Let this reassure you. Brute chemical force is not the answer to preserving your asphalt. Patience and using a mild application are going to be your best friends here. And speaking of brute force, let's debunk a very common misconception. We had a reader named Vicky ask about using power tools. Look, hand tools like a stiff bristle brush are perfectly safe. They just use good old-fashioned elbow grease to lift the stain. But a wire wheel power tool? Absolutely not. That will aggressively strip away the top layer of the asphalt binder. It's going to gouge that softened asphalt and instantly turn a purely cosmetic stain into a permanent structural problem that forces you into a patching job.
Stick to hand tools, folks.
Section 4. Scrubbing versus patching. Sometimes the damage is just already done. We need to know when the battle is lost, and cleaning is simply no longer an option. Next time you're out inspecting your driveway, use this physical checklist. If the stained surface still feels firm and solid, great, you can clean it. But if you press down on it and it feels soft or spongy, or worse, if it literally crumbles under your fingers, the binder is dead. If the stain is years old, or if you can actually see cracking radiating outward from the stain itself, water and fuel have entirely compromised the base. If you're seeing these crumbling signs, patching is the only honest next step. No amount of scrubbing brings dissolved binder back to life.
So why should you go through the hassle of patching instead of just living with a crumbling mess? Well, to put it into perspective, clean, well-maintained surfaces can boost the perceived value of your property in visual quality comparisons by as much as 96%. 96%. That massive visual boost totally justifies the elbow grease required to cut out the damage and fix that ugly patch properly. A uniform surface matters immensely for your home's appeal.
Section 5, preventing future driveway damage. Because honestly, fixing a stain is just a one-time chore, right? Proactive prevention is true asphalt care.
To prevent this headache entirely, just adopt a few highly effective habits. First, keep a drip pan or an absorbent mat under any vehicles or equipment prone to leaking. Second, never fill your gas cans or lawnmowers directly on the asphalt. Do the whole shebang over a concrete tray or surface. Third, address small drips that very same day before the hot sun bakes them in. And finally, consider applying a seal coat as a protective barrier. Also, just as a side note, always be aware of pooling water. Poor drainage combined with fuel leaks is an absolute recipe for disaster.
So the crucial point is this. Once that stain is properly removed and the surface is completely dry and prepped, seal coating locks in that clean result. Businesses and homeowners who actually switch to proper surface preparation before sealing report up to a 93% reduction in repeat repair costs over time. Skipping that prep step because you're in a rush will almost always cost you more the following year when the seal coat inevitably fails right over the exact spot where the old gas stain used to be. So take a look at your own driveway today. Is it truly ready for a fresh seal coat? Or does that old crumbling gas stain mean it's actually time for a full patch or resurface? Use the diagnostic tools from today's explainer to take the correct next step to protect your property. Thanks so much for joining me. Keep up with that maintenance, and I will see you in the next explainer.